melk still beers.
The challenge facing the United States is that we have to be right one time. I mean, 100% of the time.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's.
This shit's bad for my career.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
The lunar landings were more than likely fabricated.
Michael Jackson, he moonwalked. NASA dead me. The moon doesn't even exist.
Oh my god, that's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm not gonna lie, you threw a curveball at me.
The Illuminati, this is their main form of communication. They meet at the cloning station.
Reptilian, non-human race.
That's nonsense. Down the rabbit hole we go.
Aliens.
R. Kelly nuked Paul Walker's car.
I can't believe the Philippines would do anything dodgy.
I mean, we've got to look at the facts here.
I doubt we will.
It's hard for me to explain why that was the case. Just take my word for it.
Jesus fucking Christ, James.
So yeah, with more of my philosophical thinking, I was again thinking about this the other day at work, and how fucking funny and awkward is it when someone is bitching and gets caught bitching by the person they were bitching about.
Yeah.
How much weight has Susan put on? What a fat ugly cow. You think she's in part of some kind of fitness protection program? Then Susan pops her head out from behind the photocopier where she's hiding a cheeseburger, and it's all, "Oh, Susan, what have you done to your hair? I love it. So pretty. Can tell the Atkins diet is doing you wonders." So fucking awkward, eh?
Yeah. Susan walks away. That bitch.
How much of a dick is Rob? Oh, sorry, Rob, man, I didn't see you behind your microphone there.
That's really funny, isn't it? Rob's a fat bitch. Funny.
Nah, you're such a sound guy. Want to go for pints?
Oh, that was the most upsetting thing. That was the most upsetting thing. Just to see James go straight face and go, "No, you're a sound guy." Like, oh, fuck you.
You don't want to hear that from me. It doesn't mean anything.
He doesn't want to go out and fight with pints from I fucking can't even speak.
It's just got to that time.
Yeah.
Too much pizza, too many beers. Too much fucking nonsense. But yeah, apart from the obvious lesson here, don't bitch about folk. Definitely don't make jokes at the expense of fat people.
No.
They will try to eat you.
Yeah. We know. We do it. Been about 2 people this week.
Just at work?
No, I've been on holiday. Mostly children that made fun of me.
This could take a very dark turn. Well, I think we can move on and
yeah, I think it's probably best then. But yeah, you should never really talk behind people's backs. It's not fair. On that note, where's Ben today?
Oh, what a dick.
This is another kind of episode from Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams. There's only the 2 of us. I think I've just christened us the Fiasco Duo.
So we're not going for the Jet Fuel Melt spin-off.
Or Jet Fuel Melts, yeah. Ben can't make it today. So it is me and James being left to our own devices. We said it before. Ben very much is a glue that keeps us on track.
Yep, so this basically will be terrible.
yeah, but we're having a lot of fun doing it.
Just a warning in advance.
Yeah, so we should probably say, I'm Rob.
And I'm James. Hope you guys are all good. And
yeah, because this might be somebody's first episode.
Yeah, I know.
What a fucking episode.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully didn't listen to the last one.
Oh, no, I quite like the last one.
Well, this one might be worse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was fairly inoffensive, mostly just like...
I mean, if anyone picked up casual racism, it wasn't there.
It was definitely no.
Definitely wasn't. No. It's fine if it's satire, though.
Well, yeah. No, definitely. I think there's rules. I don't know why you said that, because there definitely was no formal rule. Maybe against the Samoans. We did not. Oh, that was not our intention.
No, absolutely not.
That was the WWF. Yokozuna.
It's Vince's fault.
It's Vince's fault. Yokozuna was a Samoan man. Just because he was fat, they put him in like a pair of pants. It was like, yeah, he's a Japanese sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a racist. No, that's...
Yeah.
That is a line I want to leave straight away.
It's not in the
You know when you see something, you go, "Oh, I don't want that in there."
Yeah.
That's the worst sentence. I'm not the racist here. No, I'm not a racist. Oh God, James, what are we doing today?
So,
Is there somebody worse than us we can talk about?
possibly. I've got a random shitty fact.
Ah, there we go. Saved by the
Going to
fact.
save the day. Try and forget that I snorted down the microphone there. It doesn't happen, I promise. So, in ancient Egypt, when concerned for their own safety in regard to insect bites, a number of pharaohs used to strip people around them naked and smother them head to toe in extremely sticky honey to attempt to lure the insects away from themselves. King Pepe II, who said to have ruled for 94 years, was deemed to be the worst for this offence. So I can't do an Egyptian accent, so here's a middle-aged Glaswegian having a stroke.
Sorry, King Pepe from Egypt.
King Pepe II.
Pepe looks like he belongs in maybe like the Havanas or something.
Possibly. I'm not debating history here.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
So, yeah, my Egyptian accents aren't great, so I'm just going to do
Let's not do that.
middle-aged Glaswegian having a stroke.
We can do that.
And try that.
Having a stroke.
You're gaffer. My balls are fucking sticky, eh? Well, you're no wiping that honey off until every single fucking locust has diabetes. So this was obviously amongst a number.
Is that the transcript?
This is the transcript from the Egyptians. Didn't want to embarrass myself, eh?
No. Only the facts. Only the facts in this podcast.
Yeah, this is obviously amongst a number of other atrocities that the wankers with funny hats used to commit. What a bunch of pricks these pharaohs were, eh? And I'm absolutely clutching the straws for a segue. So, do you know who else was a dick and is also now dead? Or might not be?
Who's that?
Hitler.
Oh, we're revisiting Adolf.
Yes, we were going to do it in one episode, but we overshot the mark by a long way.
And also, a peek behind the curtains, we've also got another 2 episodes to do on Hitler. Maybe 3.
Probably
Well, this
3.
is just some bits we couldn't use in the last 2
we had
podcasts.
to. So we just made a separate episode. So today, because the first episode we did on Hitler, we did a Führer as a FUD.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a farter. The Führer is a farter.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So today, I think it's fitting to do Adolf as an arse assassination attempts. So I think there were around 42 known assassination attempts on Hitler. But
How hard is it to kill a meth head, honestly?
Quite hard, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently it's quite difficult. I don't know who fucked up the most. I don't know whether Hitler was just lucky as fuck or if the folks that were trying to kill him were just retards.
He's figures like the Mr. Bean of dictators. He just narrowly avoided things for just not knowing.
Probably, quite likely. We've got a list of 18 notable assassination
18.
attempts.
Jeez.
So we've got just enough content to get us through.
Yeah.
So, let's go to it. So eventually, obviously, according to the official narrative, he did die in his bunker.
Yeah.
However, that's been disputed. I think we covered that in a bit of depth, and we'll cover it in a bit more depth. We'll involve some aliens and the reptilian elite. And,
Is there any chance we're going to go back to our favourite satanic cloning?
so Donald Marshall will make an extensive return with his self-proclaimed Illuminati.
What a guy.
Shite.
What a guy.
But it's pretty funny. So we'll cover that when Ben decides to return, when he comes back
from parts unknown.
Yeah, we wish him all the best.
I know. I hope he has like a good, safe return.
I doubt there's going to be anything safe.
Well,
There's a lot of alcohol.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was abducted, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
That's what we're going with.
Let's not go into the He was abducted.
Okay. Yeah. So moving on.
We might not get the real Ben back.
Might not.
It could be a satanic clone.
We'll just get Petrie.
That's like a clone gone wrong.
Yeah. So let's start with the assassinations then. So 1932, there was a poisoned dinner at the Kaiserhof Hotel. Now, I don't know if you remember, Rob, but when we spoke last time, Hitler actually employed a crew of staff to test his food.
Yeah, so it wasn't poisoned, yeah.
Yeah, this was as a result of this instance.
Oh.
Hitler pretty much managed to avoid the poisoning due to being a fucking vegetarian.
Oh,
And,
was that not a vegetarian?
Yeah, so vegetarian diet. He didn't eat meat. I think he refrained from eating that. He was.
So he was a vegetarian then.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Vegetarians eat vegetarian diets.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Did you know?
So while everyone else was spewing and shiting everywhere, Hitler seemed to be okay.
Yeah, well, to be honest, his diet and painkillers and that, he could not be like eating any red meat or high proteins. Like, that boy was one constipation from being dead.
He's just fucking smashing crystal meth and coke while farting. But yeah, so he knew someone was after him, but he would have known by that point anyway that he didn't have a lot of people that particularly liked him. No. There's definitely a few people that didn't like him. There's a few that did like him, but and we'll get into that in some depth later episodes. So again in 1932, Ludwig Assner, a German politician, sent a poisoned letter to Hitler from France. It was intercepted, however, as someone grassed Assner up.
Fucking snitches, man.
I know. It could have been 1932. Done.
That was it. Over and done with. Over and done with.
But no, some fucking wee Susan arse.
Yeah, I know.
Grass was wanting right up Hitler's arse.
That's it. All the other repercussions of that as well. That butterfly effect. That could have stopped the angel of death getting this nice wee holiday home in Argentina. You know what I mean? Multiple twins could have been saved.
I think he got that anyway.
What?
He already got that anyway.
And
but
when did the war end?
What was it, 45?
Yeah, well then, no, like he was still in Germany at the time. If he had just croaked it, then that could have been a game changer.
Yeah.
That's all what is. I'm sorry. Carry on. It's all what is. It's all wishful thinking.
Love the batter on the angel of death.
I know. It's hard to get much humour out of him.
Such a dick. He's such a dick.
He got away with it.
And he managed to get away as well, yeah. Which we went over.
Yeah.
So 1934, we've got Beppo Romer, who planned to assassinate Hitler as revenge for the Night of the Long Knives.
It's a big night for Hitler.
Yeah, Himmler was loving his life.
That was his coming out moment, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just kind of just cleaning up, as what he put it.
Yeah.
Any potential people that might overthrow him or were against his ideology.
And smashing up a lot of Jewish places as well.
Oh yeah, that's probably the main point of that. Yeah. Obviously, Romer was turned over to the Gestapo before he had the perfect opportunity. Later on that year, 1934, 160 men from an opposition party, the Radical Middle Class Party.
Radical.
It's such a sound name, eh? Yeah. Just you've got to be cool.
So the Radical Nationalist Party, and we've got the Bodacious Liberal Party, and the Gnarly Green Party.
So 160 men actually infiltrated the SS in an assassination attempt, but the conspiracy was uncovered, and I believe
was this not made into a film?
Quite possibly.
Is that another film where like Tom Cruise played like the good Nazi? No,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not a film I've seen. Doesn't have Denzel in it, so
I'll send you the torrent link, don't worry.
is that good a movie?
Yeah, we don't promote torrenting on this podcast.
So in 1935, those German officers instigated a coup, not a coup.
Just a coup.
I did pronounce the P when we did our first Hitler episode.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. Did you pick up on that yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet when you were listening to it.
I got a bit of feedback as well.
Oh, was that Ben?
Not a good doctor.
Oh, the good doctor.
And yeah, apparently coup doesn't have a, well, it's spelled with a P, but you don't say it.
Well, me and Ben didn't pick up on it, okay?
No, I think you were just, I thought you were being kind because you picked me up on everything else.
Oh. What? Not
Yeah.
everything. It's not me, it's Ben. Just put it on him because he's not here. So, cool, yeah, no, that's good.
So, yeah, I've learned how to say coup.
Oh, thank you, good doctor.
Yeah, that plan was foiled. Before in 1936, there was 2 suitcase bombs planted at Nuremberg by a German Jew.
Oof.
Helmut Hirsch. It's cracking names.
That's a great name.
Just absolute cracking names. The plot was revealed.
Like a helmet.
Helmet.
Oh god, this is the point we're at where we've just seen helmet and laughing to each other. So what did the helmet do?
So he had 2 bombs concealed in suitcases planted at Nuremberg. I believe Hitler was set to do a rally there, and obviously the idea is
Let him off then, yeah. yeah. That's the second bomb.
Thanks, Rob.
No problem.
So, yeah, the plot was revealed to the Gestapo, and Hirsch was executed by decapitation.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a even for the Nazis at the time, that's a bit of a barbaric way to go, isn't it? You thought maybe they'd shoot them.
Was it?
Not just fucking behead.
But they're wanting to obviously make a point.
To show everyone, yeah, that's it.
Because if you get the same punishment as everyone else, so almost by this point, you just have to be Jewish to get shot.
Aye.
So attempting to take out the Chancellor,
The main man.
is probably needs to be made an example of. So
Aye, yeah. James, you're right, yeah, it's dealt with well.
not paint myself in a good light here. I do not condone any violence. In 1937, there was a mental patient called Joseph Thomas who escaped from an asylum and travelled a long way to explicitly shoot Hitler, or to try to shoot Hitler. But I don't think he had a clue how to work a gun.
He did end up shooting himself, like.
I don't know what happened, but I think he started using it as a drumstick. Chewing on it.
Oh, so what I was about to say is, like, is he really a madman if he's going to try and kill Hitler? But it's okay.
I'm not going to speak because you just make me out to be
just chewing the rifle.
Yeah, the same year there was an unidentified man in SS uniform that tried to kill Hitler during a rally. Just broke ranks and tried to attack him, but that wasn't a smart plan either.
It's fucker, honestly.
I mean, there's been a few attempts so far, and they're all been pretty shit.
Yeah,
Been foiled. I mean, the bombing plans just got foiled.
people have been grassed out.
It's a big risk, though, trying to assassinate the Führer. If you get caught,
Oh yeah,
I mean, trying to assassinate any fucking leader, you're taking a bit of a risk, I think.
or just anyone in general, really.
Playing with bombs.
Bombs is definitely an escalation of murder.
It's the point when you're taking it that little bit too far.
That's a lot of collateral damage, isn't it? You're not just taking out the Chancellor.
Taking out everyone with them, yeah. Okay, next year, 1938.
So next year, what you did next year, James?
I'm not planning it.
Buying a lot of fertiliser from the sounds of it.
My search history has already got me on a watch list anyway.
Oh, I know. Like a little bit of a peek behind the pod is that James had asked me and Ben last week to have a look into some occultism surrounding the Nazis. And just spending 5 minutes on my laptop going, oh God, I'm definitely not listening.
You get into some dark corners of the internet, well past Reddit and 4chan that you can't undo. You can't, you've seen it.
I didn't go that deep, whereas I'm not going to get that glazy expression like a war victim. It's like, nah, I'm not going in that deep. But yeah,
when it's 2:30 on a Tuesday night and you're looking at occultism and Nazism,
I know.
and you've got work in 5 hours.
See, I'm not.
I'm just sitting greeting.
I'm not looking at that time. I'm definitely going to maybe do it from the period of 6 in the evening.
6:20.
to maybe 8. And then I'm going to go watch some nice TV. Something.
Feel good.
I'm going to have a shower first, and then I'm going to watch some nice TV and just feel good again.
Feel good about life and coming refreshed.
Yes.
For me to remind you what we're discussing.
I don't want to see any more swastikas. I don't want to see any more pentagrams. Oh God.
No.
I know I'm going to see a lot more.
You seem to get them at work. Folks smearing them in shit on the wall.
That's not happened, Dar.
No, that didn't happen at all. There's no editing points.
The edit point would be 22 minutes.
So, without further ado, let's move on.
Move on.
1938, high-ranking conservatives plan to overthrow Hitler and kill him before he declares war on Czechoslovakia. British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain calls it off and concedes the northern, southern and western areas of former Czechoslovakia, known as Sudetenland, to Hitler as part of the Munich Agreement to try to neutralise the risk of war as part of a peace offering. Hitler obviously takes Czechoslovakia and then starts taking the piss out of everyone else. Fuck's sake, Neville.
Neville Chamberlain. So I think I had a wee dig at Neville Chamberlain in the first Hitler episode. But yeah, Neville, man.
You did. You had a wee dig at Neville, did you not?
Yeah. And it was just... he just wanted to have this resolved as quickly as possible and no war.
Yeah.
It didn't work out well. Because like you say, Hitler just started taking a piss.
Any plan just got thwarted.
Yeah, I'll just have this. And there's this whole thing, it's like Neville just kept going, remember the Treaty of Versailles? Remember it? And he's like, so? Fuck it.
You can have Czechoslovakia. You can have Poland. I
would love Czechoslovakia.
Just no more.
No more.
Oh, shit.
There's Poland. It's fine, you can have it. Oh, no, not leave that alone. Oh, there we go.
Oh, boys, we better start training the army.
Yeah. Let's get Churchill him.
At least Neville Chamberlain never got a chocolate bomb.
I know. Can you imagine if Neville Chamberlain died by cat bomb?
It's the only guy that happened to be having a swim at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Having a wee swim in the Thames. Gets hit by a cat bomb. Only successful cat bomb today. Because every other fucking one was a failure. Every single attempt, the cat's drowned. Because they were weighed down by the explosives. I can't believe it actually is a genuine attempt.
It's an amazing thing. We've already done an episode on it, and I think we should focus more on cat bombs.
I think it was the Allies as well.
Wouldn't surprise me.
The Germans were getting ever close to reaching the moon. The Allies were dropping cats with explosives strapped to them to see what would happen.
Got pigeon bombs as well. Can't forget pigeon bombs.
I know.
It's like just
to recall it.
How did we win the war?
No idea.
You say like they're trying to go onto the moon, find the fucking Ark of the Covenant.
I think the Nazis had some absolute bonkers beliefs, as we'll obviously get into. But I think they relied so much on a lot of fucking nonsense that helped us massively.
Yeah.
So I think that played a big part. But again, it's something that we can leave for Ben.
Aye.
Because I know Ben will be an expert in all that. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to assassinations, because it's my favourite subject. No sadism at all in that statement.
I'd love to see you in like Mastermind. And you got James Dunbar, Perth. Subject, assassinations.
It's better than subject being cat bombs.
And you don't get anyone wrong. Don't get any one question wrong. You can imagine just like the quiz master just looking at you going, this guy's fucking terrifying.
And then you get shuffled away from the put in chains. Okay. So we're in 1938 still. Mm-hmm. A Swiss theology student poses as a reporter and plans to shoot Hitler from the stand as he passes through a parade. His view of Hitler is obstructed by the crowd and he's forced to abandon. So he got into the crowd. I think he had a rifle with him.
How did you sneak a rifle in?
I don't know. Fuck knows. The SS were just too busy swinging pendulums. Didn't really know what was happening, but he planned to take out the Führer, but the crowd were in the way. And when I say crowd, it's probably just rakes of Nazi officers just doing what they're told, standing obediently.
Bit North Korea style.
Yeah, more or less. 1939.
Oh wait, sorry, going back to that. How is this maybe just like some guy trying to say like, look, I tried to do something good? Because he's like, he didn't do anything. He did fuck all. He just stood there.
So everyone.
Hey, I
had a clear shot.
I know,
but some twat walked in front of me.
Like, so this is just some guy who says like, yes. Some guy's like, I seen Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These are obviously documented assassination attempts. But again, yeah, I used to say,
I'm calling him a liar as well. I'm going to give you my theory on this boy, from what I've just heard. Yeah,
okay.
I think this guy. You said he was Swiss.
I think so. Swiss theology student. Yeah.
Maybe he was a Nazi supporter. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he was a Nazi supporter.
Like a double cover up.
But thankfully he's Swiss. He's got that neutrality. Do you know what I mean? He was like, right, I've made a bad decision here. And they'd be like, hey James, I heard you went to, obviously not James, sorry. You're Sven. Sven, I heard you went to that Nazi rally. No, I didn't. No, James, we heard you went to it. I took my rifle, tried to shoot up, couldn't do it. Oh, Sven, you're a hero. I know.
Took the day off work to go to a Nazi rally. Good call. Shouldn't have put it on Facebook.
The old Führer, Vic.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck's sake, Rob.
Shit pun, sorry. But that's my theory on this Swiss guy.
I suppose you're right, because you're going to have a load of people that are stepping forward going, I was going to kill him, but it's raining, eh?
Yeah. I had a rifle. How did you not get noticed with a rifle? Just like down one trouser leg, just walking.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have nothing more to say about this Swiss boy, because you've just totally
Sven
made me think that he's lying.
I think he's a Nazi.
I believed him. I believed him, but now I've got a bit of doubt in my mind. 1939, General Mikhail Karasvich-Tokarsky. That's a good effort.
That was good, yeah. That's a name it wasn't going to end.
And let's just call him Michael.
Mick.
And other members of the Polish army attempted to detonate hidden explosives during another of Hitler's victory parades in Warsaw. 500 kilograms of TNT were hidden in a ditch, ready to be detonated. However, at the very last moment, the parade was diverted and they missed their target. So I think they may have even detonated it, but Hitler wasn't. it wasn't in the vicinity.
Fuck. No. Half a ton.
Half a ton of TNT. That's a fair amount. That's a fair amount. That's going to at least take his shoe off.
That's definitely going to grease some knees.
It's just it's probably overkill. But if you're determined to,
yeah, he's
you're going to get as much as you can together. That's probably all they had, just stuffed in a ditch,
and you just
head in, and then
just blew up the wrong street.
Pretty much. So I don't know. Like going through this list, you're like, oh God, how did you planned it for years?
Yeah, that's it.
And then you fuck it up on the day or something. I mean, how horrified are you the fact that he's decided, oh, let's go this way? No. It's like Wile E. Coyote. Yeah, it's just chaos.
It's just very, very. It's dark comedy, isn't it? It's just like you can imagine, like, oh, Hitler's gone down that street. Fuck, who's coming down this street again? Oh, it's the orphan parade. You're like, fuck.
Yeah,
it's just really unlucky. Like I said, this is why I think he might be the Mr. Bean of dictators. When he somehow just keeps getting away.
Quite possibly. He somehow avoids it. And then if the official narrative is right, he fucking takes his own life. Doesn't even let anyone else do it.
Dickhead.
What a prick, yeah.
Well, at least he gets half buried. People smoke around him. So.
Just wait until he died. Until he couldn't be arsed following his instructions.
One leg sticking out. Fuck, it's fine.
Oh, let's leave it, it's fine. Let's make it bombed anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a flight to catch.
So, I think it's probably a good time to take a break.
That sounds good.
Gather our thoughts. And we'll come back with some more nonsense.
Yeah,
after
we've got an advert, haven't we?
Yeah, so we've got a word from our sponsor.
Cool.
Do you have a holiday planned this year and want the chance to win free tickets to your dream destination? Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams promotions can make your dreams a reality. When you arrive at the airport, all you have to do is shout, "Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams," as loud as you can, while running as fast as you can through the security gate. If airport security staff and armed police approach you, it means you've won our star prize. Just shout again, "Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams," and you'll be escorted to our exclusive winners enclosure. Remember, that's Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams to liven up your holiday today.
Terms and conditions apply. Please do not actually do this. You won't win a prize and will likely be arrested. Further details at www.apcolable.co.uk.
Winning enclosure.
Oh, fuck.
I just want to give a big thank you to Jet Fuel Can't Melt Steel Beams Promotions for that amazing offer to go to a winning enclosure. So I will try that on my next trip.
Yeah, please don't do it.
And also a big thank you to listeners for coming back.
if you're still listening, you're a trooper.
You really are a winner. So Hitler, he is the roadrunner to the rest of the world's Wile E. Coyote from the sounds of it.
And Mr. Bean as well.
He's a Mr. Bean.
He's doing okay for himself. He hasn't had to do much either to avoid these either. Yeah. Like he's either just decided to take a different turn or someone's grassed the Assassinator up.
Grassed the Assassinator.
Yeah, that went well.
The assassin. But I like the Assassinator though.
The Aryan assassin. Aryan.
Aryan. But anyway,
okay.
What attempt is this now? Number...
What, pronouncing Aryan? No. 17? No, I don't know. Assassination attempts. About 11 or 12.
11 or 12.
So far. And these are documented ones. There could be plenty more.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There could be plenty more of the likes that
like Sven.
saying that they could have.
Like Sven. There could be plenty more Sven's eye. Brought my rifle.
Fuck's sake, Sven, you dick. So Sven's almost as bad as Neville Chamberlain at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
So, in 1939, a German carpenter places a time bomb at the Burger Brokeler in Munich, where Hitler is due to give his annual speech in commemoration of the beer hall putsch. Hitler leaves earlier than expected and the bomb detonates, killing 8 and injuring 62 others. This attempt is actually predicted using astrology and occult foretelling.
Sorry.
Something we'll get into when Ben returns. That was highly unfortunate.
Predicted by a cunt.
And I can't foretell.
How does he get away? Like I say, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't know about it. He just leaves and then it goes off.
He's just fucking oblivious.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm hungry, let's go to Greg's.
Yeah.
And he's out the room, bomb goes off.
He's Mr. Magoo. He's Mr. Magoo. He just narrowly avoids death at every moment.
It's a back reference to Roy D. Magoo.
No. There was a TV show and a cartoon called Mr. Magoo. And it was about this kind of basically blind man who just walks about. It was from the 60s. But yeah, he just kept avoiding these mass accidents.
Like manholes and everything.
Yeah,
and just
unaware of what's going on around him.
Just purely by chance.
That's it, yeah. That's it, Hitler's Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo on meth.
Pretty much, yeah. 1939 again, German diplomat and resistance fighter Erich Kork hatches an assassination plot along with Officer Hassel von Etzdorf to plant explosives, but the plan is abandoned after due to security restrictions. So I think I actually don't have this is all I've got down here. That was helpful. I think it was again another rally. I think it was obviously going to be another public appearance by Hitler.
When he's out in the open,
they're looking to plant explosives, but the bouncers were saying otherwise.
Yeah. You've had enough, bruv.
Yeah. Stop spewing on the bar.
One Jaeger too many.
I had to just throw that out.
I know. He'll know.
Okay, 1941 to 1943. This includes several attempts by the same person. So it might take us a tally above 18, but we can't count.
Yeah, it follows our podcast.
18 had 7 rakes.
Loads.
So we've got this Beppo Romer guy, the guy who failed in the Night of the Long Lives retaliation attempt.
Yeah.
He failed another several times over a number of years before he's captured and executed. What a fucking grapefruit. It's definitely this employable hitman.
Oh, right, he's useless. He's useless. Like 7 other attempts. How did it not work? This thing's came in the way. Blew up wrong streets.
It's Shan.
Yeah, that's the best thing there. This boy is Shan.
It's just awful.
He's not a war hero.
No.
He's a war idiot.
I mean, if you fail more than 7 times to kill someone, you deserve to be assassinated. You deserve to be executed.
Yeah, you need to be hit by an assassinator.
I knew that would come back to hit me. Do you know what? Thank fuck Ben's not here. Because he'd be going on about that for half an hour.
Yeah, oh well, he wasn't it. If he escapes.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I know the Nazi aliens have him. So, 1943. So Ukraine's General Lieutenant Hyacinth Graf Strachwitz was to surround Hitler and his escorts with his tanks. Hitler was planned to come to visit Ukraine, and obviously the General Lieutenant had planned to meet him and greet him with an army of tanks. Hitler then obviously decided not to come. The plan was for it. I wonder why he didn't come. Is that tanks? I just make a U-turn.
Oh my God. Why would he be so loud about it? I was in the same situation in my my first year of school. My first year of secondary school. Where I had one of the lads in third year, because I hit him in the face with a football. He said, after school at the front gates, I'm knocking you out. So you know what I did? When school finished, I went to the back gates and walked home. Because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, common sense tells you that.
Yeah. Don't like, you fucking stupid Ukrainians.
Well, let's get 25 tanks to just intercept him when he gets off the plane. He's not going to fucking get off the plane if he sees 25 tanks. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, that plan was forwarded.
Yeah. Who would have thought that wouldn't go ahead? A man knew he was going to die. He was probably safer flying into Heathrow and flying back out rather than going to the airport just full of tanks waiting for him.
Shouting jet fuel can't make steel beams as fast as you can.
Take me to the winner's enclosure.
Fucking, at least Sven's not going to be there.
Sven
wouldn't be able to do it.
No. Sven, what have you had your chance? I can see.
Oh yeah, I had homework.
Where's your rifle?
I never had one.
Fucking liars, Sven, we know.
So the Ukrainians failed as well. So
that's my favourite story so far.
So this far, the closest attempt was some poison in his food, which was one of the first attempts.
That's old school as well. That's like some kind of medieval way of poisoning.
500 kilograms of fucking TNT didn't work. 25 tanks didn't work.
No.
Fucking nothing's working.
The tanks could have definitely worked if he just never told them.
I know. It's something like that's going to get out though. It's not. Yeah. It's not stealth.
It's definitely not stealth.
Okay, so same year, 1943, on the return flight from a front visit, Hitler visits the headquarters of the Army Group Center in Smolensk in Russia. During this visit, there were actually 3 attempts to take his life.
Jesus.
Okay.
He had a busy old time.
Yes. In the morning, on his way from the airport, there was an attempt to intercept and assassinate Hitler, but he was too heavily guarded by the SS. Mm-hmm. So I think someone tried to jump him, but obviously he's not just walking himself.
No, he's not going to get with a dash.
This is 1943, and it's Hitler. He's not...
Aye, he's Leonardo DiCaprio at the time, eh?
He's not got his beats in. He's not like saying no to the cameras and just like walking on.
Aye, or the Paps.
No. At lunch, same day, there was a plan to hide behind a sign until Hitler passed, then jump up and fire pistols at the Fuhrer. Hitler, obviously a bit apprehensive after the first attempt, didn't show up. And finally, just before Hitler's return flight, so he's obviously been scared off, he's tried to kill him twice, he's going home.
Taking his ball home and he's going.
Just before Hitler's return flight, a package containing a time bomb is placed on the aircraft in the hold. It's put in the hold, so during the journey, it ices up and causes the ignition mechanism to fail.
This guy, honestly.
Jesus Christ.
This just proves karma doesn't exist. So I mean, this guy is just so lucky.
He's escaped everything so far. So
the bomb freezes.
The bomb.
I was expecting you to say, but the bomb was found because it said on the box, it is not a bomb.
So the Russians, it iced up and caused the ignition mechanism to fail because of the obviously the low temperatures in the hold. Because it didn't detonate, news reached that Hitler hadn't been assassinated, and the person that planted the bomb flew over back to where Hitler was, to retrieve the failed bomb before it was found out, because they didn't want Hitler finding out there was a third assassination attempt on him in Russia in less than 45 minutes. It was just it's chaos. So you'll like this one as well.
A farce.
Same year, 1943. He's had a rough year.
He doesn't know.
Major Axel von den Busch,
A great name.
another great name, plans to carry out a suicide bombing to kill Hitler. Bush was over 2 metres tall, blonde and blue-eyed, the epitome of the Aryan race. Sorry, master race.
Rico.
Orion. He'd been chosen to model the new winter Nazi uniform for Hitler.
Of course.
However, so he's obviously modelling the uniform. He's planned suicide bombing. However, in a bizarre twist, the Allies bombed the railway truck carrying the uniforms during an air raid, and the viewing is cancelled.
No.
Genuinely. So
Yeah.
this was our fault.
Jesus Christ.
So there was an air raid, they bombed the fucking truck carrying the uniforms, and this guy couldn't put the uniform on, go and meet Hitler and detonate.
Yeah.
So ultimately this saved Hitler again.
Do you think if we were able to time travel and go back then that we would have any issues offing Hitler? Because I don't think we would.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Kim Jong-un would have him by now.
Give me a slingshot and a marble and I'm fucking sorted. Do you know what I mean?
You've done him in.
I've done him in.
You've done him in.
Do you know what I mean? I don't need a rifle. I don't need half a ton of TNT.
Just,
I don't need to wear the newest of Hugo Boss.
just a dart. A dart laced with Glen's vodka. Oh, we're throwing brands in now.
We're not sponsored by Glenn's, but we can be.
I think we've got a few edits.
Just email us at JetFuelPod, but with Jet it's a free instead of an E. And it's a podcat, not podcast.
So,
unbelievable though.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
1944, the same. The next year, the same method. This guy attempts to try this again because obviously the Nazi uniform is constantly being updated.
Yeah.
So I've got another chance. But Hitler, unwittingly, unknown to him, decides to cancel because he's busy, probably busy tanning his crystal meth.
Yeah, losing the war.
Yeah, possibly. So he decided he planned that, he aborted that meeting. Whether he had inside information or whether he's just decided not.
Yeah. And if he had inside information, that boy would be gone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. So he's probably it's just chance he's decided to call it off.
Again, slips through.
How many strikes do you get?
Do you think, have you ever seen, what's that horror film? Final Destination.
Yeah.
Do you think Hitler's pretty much in that situation?
I think there's about 31 of them though.
Yeah, but Hitler, he's really pissed off Death.
Oh yeah.
And just to rub Bev's face in its own shit, he killed himself.
She's coming back for him. Yeah. He's like, hey, you can't get me.
Well, Hitler sounds an awful lot like Yogi Bear.
Yeah, it's a great German. You can't get me.
Can't get me, Bebo Roma.
But yeah, German accent isn't the best. So
no, you need to be
we'll
like
leave
that.
it out.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. Oh no, I'm not going to go into accents.
Yeah, let's move on. So it brings us to our last conspiracy. Conspiracy to assassinate Hitler. I've got a bit more extensive detail on this because this is probably the most famous plot. The 20th of July, 1944. So Klaus von Stauffenberg and other conspirators, Jesus.
Conspirators?
Conspirators, that's the one. Attempt to assassinate Adolf Hitler inside his wolf's lair.
Wolf's Lair.
Yeah.
It's fucking great base.
It's such a sound place.
I know.
The name Operation Valkyrie has become associated with the event, or with the entire event. The aim of the assassination attempt was to take political control of Germany and its armed forces away from the Nazi Party and to make peace with the Western Allies as soon as possible.
This is a Tom Cruise one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Probably, it's a very famous...
Valkyrie, that's it, yeah.
In the morning of the 20th of July, Stauffenberg flew to the Wolfschanz, or Wolf's Lair, for another Hitler military conference with a bomb in his briefcase. As the conference began, Stauffenberg made an excuse to use the toilet, where he used pliers to crush the end of a pencil detonator inserted into a block of plastic explosive wrapped in brown paper. The detonator consisted of a thin copper tube containing cupric chloride that would take about 10 minutes to silently eat through wire, holding back the firing pin from the percussion cap. So there's some detail into the
That is it, yeah.
into the device. Unfortunately, though, the preparation of the bomb was painfully slow due to the fact that during the war, Stauffenberg had lost one eye, his right hand, and also 2 fingers on his left hand. He's preparing the bomb. It's a very delicate work.
Yeah.
Why the fuck they didn't get someone else to do it? I don't know. So anyway, he was interrupted by a guard knocking on the door advising him that the meeting was about to begin. Therefore, he was not able to prepare the second bomb that they were planning.
Something very detailed and something you need
technical.
A lot of precision with. You're going to get Abu Hamza.
You're getting stubby. Blind stubby to prepare the bomb.
That just shows, if anything, there was a lot of equality in that group. There's a lot of fairness.
But that's probably because he's maybe decided, I've lost all these parts. If I lose it anymore, it's fine.
I've got 2 fingers and depth perception. Yeah, I'm the best person to detonate the bomb.
Maybe it's a minimal damage thing, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's decided, oh well.
If I fuck it up, I go.
I'm surprised he didn't fucking detonate it in himself in the cubicle in the toilet. Anyway,
that's dropping a primo load there.
Thanks, Rob.
That's disgusting, I know, sorry.
So Stauffenberg placed the primed bomb inside his briefcase and entered the conference room containing Hitler and 20 officers, and positioned the briefcase under the table near Hitler. After a few minutes, Stauffenberg received a planned telephone call and exited the room, so everyone was set. So the details aren't 100%, but it's presumed that Colonel Heinz Brandt, who was standing next to Hitler, totally unaware, had used his foot to move the briefcase aside by pushing it behind the leg of the conference table. This in turn deflected the blast from Hitler, but caused Brandt's death, and one of his legs flew across the room when the bomb went off. So the bomb demolished the conference room, with more than 20 people injured, and 3 officers later succumbing to their injuries. Hitler survived, as did everyone else who was shielded from the blast by the conference table leg. Hitler's trousers were singed and tattered, and it smelled like cigarettes, so obviously he was raging. He also suffered from a perforated eardrum, as did most of the others in the room. But he was fucking raging. He was so lucky. So lucky. This is the closest anyone's ever got. So he would have died. Had this Heinz Brandt guy not sat down and couldn't keep his legs still, Hitler would be dead.
Yeah.
But he sat down, he's playing footsie with someone under the table, and he's moved the fucking bomb, shielded it from Hitler. So over the following weeks after this, Himmler's Gestapo rounded up nearly everyone who had the remotest connection with the plot. Many relatives of the principal plotters were also arrested in the immediate aftermath of the failed plot. More than 7,000 people were arrested and 4,980 were executed. A number of victims actually had nothing to do with the plot, but the Gestapo used the occasion to settle scores with many others for any excuse that they could.
What a sound group.
The Jews.
Yeah.
So, obviously, again, it's something we'll get into in a bit more depth. We'll get into the Nazi occult and some of the nonsense that they believed in and got up to fucking absolute nut jobs. Like,
oh, yeah.
But for now, Hitler is still hanging in the balance. He may be dead, but he might not be.
He's a jammy bastard, he is.
He's a dick. If anything makes him more of a dick than what we already knew,
is that he just...
it's this.
Yeah.
He's almost unkillable.
Yeah.
And he didn't do anything to, like, he's not done anything. It's not like he's overturned. It's like someone's attacked him with a knife and he's put them in a submission hold or anything.
He's been unaware of most of the time.
He probably doesn't even know about this. Well, he won't know about this list, but he probably doesn't.
Or will he?
Oh, we'll get into that. He's just oblivious to half of these attempts.
Yeah, he's. Oh.
I mean, who's he playing? What's the worst one on that list? Would you say?
What?
What's the worst? What's the most frustrating? Sorry.
Probably Ukrainians telling them about all the tanks at the airport. That's quite annoying. Probably if they just kept their mouths shut, they would have been fine.
They probably could have shot the plane down.
Yeah.
Well,
but no,
if that was their plan, I don't know why.
No, they just go, we've got all these tanks waiting for you. Thank you. I will not be visiting. I think, I think probably the last one. It has to be.
It's so close.
Yeah.
It's so close. I know. It's painful.
Yeah. And then the others are just like, how did he just... The bomb freezing on the plane.
but they had 3 attempts.
Yeah.
3.
Striked out.
I know. You step aside.
Yes, that's it. Get someone else in.
And fucking the boy that had 7 attempts.
Oh, Beppe Roma.
Yeah.
Beppe Roma.
Beppo Roma.
You absolute clown.
He deserves to go. And Sven didn't do very well either.
Sven didn't. Like I say, I've got my own theory about Sven. I think Sven's a bit of a sympathiser. And like, because there's no fucking way you're not going to get noticed at this big Nazi party with a rifle. It's not a discreet weapon. It's not like a handgun.
No, I see.
You mean he's kicking about with a fucking musket?
He's got a minigun attached. his leather jacket won't fit round
like
it.
The boy in a Predator.
Bazooka.
He's cutting the sleeves off.
Oh dear. But yeah, that's our list concluded. We do have probably another 2 long in-depth Hitler episodes to come when
and it will. We have to be clear here. It's not very factual. The next upcoming episodes. This is
probably 0 fact.
Yeah. At least there is facts here and there's history. This is going into you might decide it's not. Facts.
Big chunk on Himmler's castle. That's my favourite part.
Himmler's castle,
and we'll.
I'd choose Disneyland, to be honest.
Hogwarts is better.
Yeah. Himmler's castle. All Slytherin, of course. But yeah, thank you very much for listening to this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with the 2 of us guys.
Yeah,
and Ben will be back soon.
Yeah, it'll be back to normal schedule.
Yeah.
Everyone in tow.
You can, just rein it in a wee bit.
Glue in place.
Yeah, you can. He's usually pretty good at doing the politically correct stuff and making sure we're not going way off. So, apologies for any offence caused.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Sweet dreams.
Boris Johnson describing women who their burqas as looking like letterboxes and bank robbers.
We'll begin immediate construction of a border wall.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Thanks for coming. Welcome to the White House.
Over.